I don't have a prayer book. Here is a prayer book.
Where they hide
the
them.
right thing this Shabbat and light the candles first, as opposed to waiting for later in the service and executing a rabbinical move that we call faking out the congregation. Okay. Cantor, would you take the honors?
Hey, I'll join you.
Okay, please rise.
I'm already there.
Oh, here we go again. I'm not blaming you, it's this. Oh, good, you got it. Right. Yes. Okay, just lay her down. Wave our hands.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. Asher
קידשנו במצוותיו ובמצוותיו. וציוונו להדליק נר, וציוונו להדליק נר, וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. Shabbat shalom. Thank you very much. I'll be glad you taking that to the Shabbat. We'll come back next year. Okay. All right, we may be seated. Alfred Kazin, who spent most of his career teaching English at Columbia University, grew up in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and his mother worked in a sweatshop. She had a sewing machine, and what happened at one point was her hand got caught in the sewing machine, and she had to have some surgery done. They had to do a skin transplant, and for some reason they took the skin from the part of her body which had hair on it. So she grew hair on her palm. But nonetheless, she loved her job and she loved Shabbat. Question?
I just thought that's amazing.
It is.
That they would do something like that.
They did.
And
There's stories about that. Not just Mrs. Kazin, but other people. And she would look as she lit the Shabbat candles, and she would look at the sun setting, and she would call for her son, whom she adored, Alfred, come see how beautiful. And that line always sticks in my head. All right, we'll turn to page 13 in the prayer book. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharei Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lai 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 lai. Hey lai 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 lai. Ya lai lai lai. Ya lai 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 lai. Ya lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Baruch mi l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mimelech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem l'shalom malachei hashalom malachei elyon. Mimelech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lai 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 ya lai 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 lai. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Let's turn to Yedid Nefesh. We'll sing the first two stanzas in the English. So make loving God compassion's gentle source. Take my disposition and shape it to your will. Like a darling deer, will I rush to you. Before your glorious presence, humbly will I bow. Let your sweet love delight me with its thrill, because no other dainty will my hunger still. How splendid is your light, illumining the world. My soul is weary, yearning for your love's delight. Please, good God, to heal her, reveal to her your face, the pleasure of your presence, bathed in your grace. She will find strength and healing in your sight. Forever will she serve you, grateful with all her might. Page 15, L'chun Ranana. L'chun Ranana l'Adonai, Naria l'tzur yishenu, Nikadma fana bitoda, Izmirot Naria lo, Yel gadol Adonai, Umelech gadol, Al kol Elohim. Let's read the last three stanzas responsively. Harden not your heart in the way of your ancestors who tried and tested me in the wilderness, even though they had witnessed my miracles. Together, 40 years of contending with that generation led me to say, they are wayward, they care not for my ways. In indignation, therefore, did I vow, never would they reach my land, the land of peace, the land of rest. So a generation is 40 years. When Lincoln said 7 years ago, a score was 20.
Right.
Yes, but
Fourscore is 7 is 87.
what was 87?
Fourscore.
Fourscore is 87. Fourscore and
Fourscore
seven.
is 80.
Yes.
Fourscore
and
because
seven.
the average life expectancy was about 40 years.
Right. If you made it to 40 and you had a tooth left in your head, you were in good shape. Right.
That's true.
Okay. Nowadays, my goodness. All right. Let's take a look at page 18. Mizmor shir lana shir chadash, kinef lahot asa, hoshia lo yamino, usroa kadsho. Let's do the last three stanzas as before. Let the sea roar and all its creatures, the world and its many inhabitants. Together, let the rivers applaud in exultation. Let the mountains all echo earth's joyous song. Adonai is coming to rule the earth, to sustain the world with kindness, to judge its people with fairness. Lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel b'tzedek, v'yamim b'meisharim. All right, haven't done this one for a while. Page 20. When do we sing this Mizmor on Shabbat morning?
When we return the Torah to the Ark.
Very good.
You're around the congregation.
You're on fire, Paul, I must say. I can feel it from here.
You ain't heard nothing yet.
Oh, amazing. That's great. Mizmor LeDavid. Havul Adonai b'nei Elim. Havul Adonai kavod va'oz. Havul Adonai kivod shemo. Ishtachavu Adonai b'hadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim. El hakavod hirim. Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach. Kol Adonai behadar. Kol Adonai shover arazim. Vayishaber Adonai et arzei Lebanon. Vayarkidem kimo egel. Lebanon v'Sirion kimo ven reimim. Kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh. Kol Adonai yachil midbar. Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh. Kol Adonai yechol elayalot. Vayechasof yarot. Uvehechalo kulo merkavod. Adonai lamabul yashav. Vayeshev Adonai melech liolam. Adonai oz amo yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Cantor will pick it up with the Lachado D, page 21.
Okay, I got a hopping tune for Lachado D. Lecha Lachado D, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Lachado D, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Lachado D, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor b'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'litila la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor ha'beracha. Lerosh mikadem nesucha, sof ma'aser b'machshavat tchila. La 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We rise. Last verse. Boi b'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzorah, tochevu yam segula. Boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated.
No, that's okay.
Page 23. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. We join together 4 lines from the bottom. Tzadik Amar Yifrach, Ke'erez Balhano Yizeh, Shetulim Bebeit Adonai, Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yavrihu. Od Yenuvun Beseva, Deshenim Verananim Yiyu Lehagid, Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Belo'av Latavo.
Thank you, Cantor. Yasher Koach. This Shabbat, we're coming almost to the end of Shemot. We'll be picking up Vayikra in a week or two. And what I want to talk to you about is the continuing preparations by Aaron and his 4 sons as they get ready to be the Kohanim. They're the only Kohanim. It's very odd because they come from the tribe of Levi. Moses, for example, was a Kohen, but he didn't officiate. Miriam was a Kohanit, but she led the women, and I can't really say what exactly was her part in the entire arrangement, although I know that a lot of other scholars these days are giving her a full hand in the preparations. And I would go with that too. I think that was very important. I'm about a third of the way into the red tent, so I'll keep you advised. Anyway, the Torah portion is called Pekudei. Sorry?
What does that mean, the red tent?
It's a novel by Anita Diamond, which talks about our ancestors and how they interacted.
Oh.
And so far, everybody's been getting along very well. No jealousy, no Rashi, nothing like that.
It's a wonderful
Wait.
book.
What?
It's a wonderful book.
Yes,
Doesn't
yes.
sound Jewish as they're all getting.
Okay. All right. Pekudei. Pekudei is the name of the parsha. Means amounts of, because it takes, frankly, money and precious materials to run a synagogue today. At the very least, the same thing with the Mishkan, the sanctuary that they built in the wilderness. An accounting is made of the gold, silver, and copper donated by the people for the making of the Mishkan. And we fall back once again on the only 2 handy men among the entire people of Israel. If we take the literal translation that there were 600,000 men, and we extrapolate from that, you've got 1.5 million boys, girls, men, women wandering around the wilderness. And the ecosystem miraculously was able to sustain them all. Go figure. The Kohen Gadol, the high priest, of course, is Aaron. Aaron is Moses' older brother, and Miriam was the eldest of the 3. And Betzalel, Oholiav, these are the 2 handy guys, and their assistants. They had assistants? I never read about their assistants. Made the 8 priestly garments. the apron, known as the me'il, the breastplate, which is the choshen, which I've spoken about before, the cloak, the crown, the hat, the tunic, the sash, and the breeches. And it was a pretty complete outfit, and you could see it online. Strangely, the Christian church seems to have adopted it, and you'll even have situations where the minister dresses up in a pseudo-priestly outfit, which is strange because there's not, except for the Catholic Church, you don't have anything like that in the Protestant Church. The Mishkan is completed. All its components are brought to Moses. He erects it. Oh, he's handy too. He anoints it with the holy anointing oil, and he initiates Aaron and the 4 sons into the priesthood. I'm happy to say that even after all of these years, I can still remember the name of the 4 boys: Nadav, Avihu, Elazar, and Itamar. What's going to happen to Nadav and Avihu in a fairly short time?
Nothing good.
Right. They're going to,
Vanish in a puff of smoke.
Yes, they're going to offer Eish Zara, some strange kind of fire. Maybe they got the incense recipe wrong, and as you say, they'll be dead. It's a shame. Okay, a cloud appears over the Mishkan, signifying the divine presence that has come to dwell within it. What did the Mishkan look like? I bought this book in 1992 for $22.50 at the Israel Bookshop in Brookline, Massachusetts. The 39 Avot Malacha of Shabbat. These are all the things you're not allowed to do on Shabbat, which really translates to just about everything. Okay? For example, on the cover, they show you a sweet little Orthodox girl putting flowers into water. Why is that forbidden on Shabbat, to put flowers into water?
Work?
No, they're fairly lightweight.
You
But
can't
it's
cut
still
them.
work.
Oops.
You can't cut them, right?
Right, you can't cut them. Anything else? What are the flowers going to do?
Grow.
They're going to draw up the water. I think that's capillary action, if I remember my high school bio. Then, of course, you've got the situation where the little boy is watering his garden and he spills all the water. Why is that forbidden?
Wasting it?
No, it actually nourishes and sustains the plants, but you can't do it on Shabbos. That's why, for example, you cannot go swimming on Shabbos at an outdoor pool. I don't think you can go to an indoor pool either. If you go to an outdoor pool and you swim and then you stand up by the side of the pool and you rub your skin with a towel, what's going to happen to that little hairs that grow on you?
Some of them will rub off.
That's right, and that's considered katsira. That's harvesting. Yeah. Wait, we're not done yet.
I mean, that's kind of a stretch, really.
Well,
I
that's
thought you were gonna say the water was gonna go in the grass. when you
it
shake off.
does. It does, but
It's
you
too
are
far.
the engine. You are the bringer of the water, and you're causing the grass to be sustained. So once again, as you stand by the side of your pool and you dry yourself off, are you dripping on the ground?
Yes.
Well, shame on you, really.
So why can't you swim?
Because while you're swimming near the edge of the pool, you might splash some water onto the
No,
concrete.
why are you allowed to swim? You said you.
Oh, you're not. You're
Oh,
not.
you can't swim at all.
If you do, forget it. Can't be
So
done.
forget the jokes.
What do you
and
do?
the-
Just hang from a clothesline?
Well, you got to be careful with that too, because if your feet disturb the soil underneath, you're plowing. You see? Okay.
You take a nap.
Right. And what else? Here's a little girl who's sniffing a flower. Are you allowed to sniff flowers? Probably not, but I don't see any reason with that. You just do the Borei Minei V'Samim, thanking God for creating beautiful flowers, and I really think you're okay.
You're
'Cause
enjoying yourself, that's what.
That's it. You're having a good
I
time.
mean, let's say to walk out of your house,
Yes.
you have to walk through your garden.
Mhm.
So just by
That's
breathing.
very bad garden placement.
Well, okay.
Yeah, so what happens? If you stomp on the ground, you're causing furrows, and once again, you're plowing. See? You can't even sit by the side of the garden, take your shoes and socks off, and diddle the soil with your toesies. Okay, so what else have we got here? What happens if you give your child a piece of watermelon and they eat it outside?
Oh, then
Planting.
they're
They're planting, that's right. Mm-hmm.
What if it's seedless?
Seeds.
Is there ever really a seedless?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Little white ones.
Yeah, you
They
can
still
eat
have-
those.
Some seeds.
You're not allowed to trim bushes, for example.
Oh, no.
You can't get a haircut.
Oh, no, not on Shabbat. No. So I'm going to pass this around because I don't do PowerPoints. I'm going to show you, this was the Mishkan, okay? Over here, we've got the coverings, the blue, purple, and scarlet wool, curtains of goat's hair, ram skins dyed red. It wasn't rams. Come on, what was it? It was the Egyptian equivalent of the manatee.
I
I have
don't
no
know.
In the desert?
I met her at the party and I asked her to dance. Dugong, gong, 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 dugong, gong, gong. It's a dugong. Love that stuff. Okay, next. The gate of the court had blue, purple, scarlet wool with fine twined linen. The pillars of the court were ringed with silver, crowned with hooks of silver. Everything that went into building this Mishkan was certainly not done on Shabbat, because every single act of labor is breaking Shabbat. That's why we don't do these things on Shabbat. Even if we're not building the Mishkan, we're still guilty of doing these acts of labor, you see? And just as we didn't do the Mishkan, we didn't build the Mishkan on Shabbat, we can't do these acts of labor either. They're called
But
avot
you- But
malacha.
you can do that in your own home.
Yes, you can do anything you want in your own home. You can carry a grand piano up and down the stairs all day. But you cannot carry even a feather from the house into the street. Yes,
Was the
Dorothy?
Mishkan portable?
Yes, it was, but you had to break it down. Okay? All right, anybody else? All right, Stephen, you have the honor of
Wow.
Kitty book?
These are all the things that are not permitted.
That's correct. Cadger will take over. Thank you.
Yeshikoach.
Joshua.
We continue with the Baruch Hu. We rise on page 28. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. Let's read together on the left side the English version of this first bracha of this section. Beloved are you, eternal God, by whose design the evening falls, by whose command dimensions open up, and eons pass away, and stars spin in their orbits. Please read with me. You set the rhythms of day and night, the alternation of light and darkness sings your created word. In rising sun and in spreading dusk, Creator of all, you are made manifest. Eternal, everlasting God, may we always be aware of your dominion. Beloved are you, Adonai, for this hour of nightfall. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ari v'aravi. Page 29 together. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot u'kim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, v'shocheinu u'v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha. V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, ve'orech yameinu, u'bahem negeh yomam v'layla, Baruch atah Adonai, Oheb Amo Yisrael.
All right, we have the Shema on page 30. Let's cover the eyes to show God cannot be seen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Uncover the eyes. Baruch Shem Kivod, Malchuto, Li'olam Vahed. The English. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children. Recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Continuing now. Page 32, Michamocha, Malchuto B'ratzon Kiblu Aleihem, Moshe Uben Yisrael Achanu Shira, Simcha Rabba V'yamru Chulam, Michamocha, V'helim Adonai, Michamocha, Nedor B'Kodesh, Nehorati Lot, Osei Vele, Malchut Harov Anecha, Bokeyam Lifnei Moshe, Sei Li'anu V'yamru, Adonai Imloch Li'olam Vahed, V'nemar, Yifadad Adonai et Yaakov, U'gi'alo mi'ad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Goal Yisrael. Amen. On page 33, we have a prayer that we say, prayer of healing for those who are not well. I'm going to read the following names off my list. Elisa Pepper, Refuah Shlema. Sheila Bergman, Refuah Shlema. Joe Albert, Refuah Shlema. Jeffrey Stern, Refuah Shlema. Marty Mentor, Refuah Shlema. Wendy Carrigan, Refuah Shlema. Marcia Y. Roby, Refuah Shlema. Paul Dobbs, Refuah Shlema. Nelia Cuevos, Refuah Shlema. Kenny Roth, Refuah Shlema. Rachel Spearer, Refuah Shlema. Vince and Patricia Massey, Refuah Shlema. Susan Cohen, Refuah Shlema. Lenore Cohen, Refuah Shlema. Jerry Besson, Refuah Shlema. Lisa Nadorf McDonald, Refuah Shlema. And Chris Jordan, Refuah Shlema. Let's read together the English paragraph. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace, and awaken us again, our sovereign to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Praise you, Adonai, who spreads the shelter of peace over us, over all his people Israel, over Jerusalem and the entire world. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Aborei sukat shalom aleinu, V'al kol amo Yisroel, V'al Yerushalayim, V'al kol ha'olam kulo. Amen.
Continue on page 34. Please rise. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דיברה קירותי, בימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בהגנה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמי יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילם עם כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא אמרו Amen. We pray the Amidah individually from one of the 35 pages through 38. It's also a time to include the prayers of your own heart. continue on page 47. ויחולו השמיים והארץ בכל צבאם בכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון קונה שמיים בארץ. Join with me. מגן אבות בדברו מחיי מתים במאמרו האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו כי בו רצה להניח להם כי בם רצה להניח להם לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מאוד הברכות אל ההודות אדון השלום מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושני עונג זכר למעשה בראשית. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו רוצה במנוחתנו קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך שבנו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו וינוחו בה ישראל מקדשי שמך. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. יתקדע ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה קירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי תוכו בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי המאיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו. לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותיהון ובאותון תוכו ישראל, קודמה והונדי בשמיה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. Take our wine or grape juice if you have some at hand. Kiddushin's on page 49.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear a l'chaim after my opening invitation.
Okay, l'chaim. Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm practicing.
Sabri chaverai,
Chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratza banu, v'shabbat kodsho, באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Chaim.
No.
Another juice?
Painful.
Painful.
We remain standing for the Aleinu, page 51.
Okay, Paul and Stephen, by acclamation, please open the ark.
You take that side.
Do we open the curtain?
Yes.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהן, וגוי HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech hakol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad u'shemo echad.
All right, gentlemen, curtain and doors. Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, Amen. Yalmad yivrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayei echon v'yimei echon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. V'agala u'v'zman karev v'yimru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach v'yolam u'meil maya. Yitborach v'yishtabach v'yitboar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudusha b'richu. V'elam min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran bi'alma v'yimru, Amen. Yehi Shalom Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru, Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh Shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yal kol Yoshvei Tevel v'yimru, Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. I don't really have any announcements except that tomorrow we're going to be saying Mazel Tov to Dr. and Dr. Hyatt, who are celebrating the Simcha of their children, and we hope you'll join us. Page 54, we have the internal note.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yisir Nivra Le'ed Na'asa V'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei kichlot hakol vado yimlok nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hove ve'hu yiyeh betifara ve'hu yiyeh betifara ve'hu echad v'ein sheni Shilo lehachbira v'li reshit v'li tachlit v'lo ha'oz v'hamisra v'lo ha'oz v'hamisra v'hu eli v'chai go'ali v'tzur chevli v'eitzara v'hu nisi umanosi menat kosi b'yom ekra menat kosi b'yom ekra v'yado akid ruchi v'eiti sham v'ha'ira ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li v'lo ira Adonai li v'lo ira.
Please rise for the closing benediction. Yivarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Yo'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord turn his face unto you and grant you peace. We'll say Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos everyone.
Yashar kol.